Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to create a day for night scene in DaVinci Resolve. Now, full transparency, every situation is completely different, so sometimes these day for night scenes may be easy depending on the scene that is shot, and sometimes they might be a little bit difficult. So if you have moving parts such as cars and lights, you have to do a little bit more work. But in today's example, we're pretty lucky and it's pretty straightforward, and you can actually do this with your own stuff. So let's hop right into it. We have this nice little node tree. I already went ahead and labeled everything because this is exactly what we are going to create. So first thing we need to do is we are going to do a color space transform. I'm just going to do shift plus space there just to pull that bad boy up, and we're going to convert our footage from red to DaVinci wide gamut, and we're going to come over here, DaVinci wide gamut, put that in DaVinci wide gamut, DaVinci intermediate. We're just going to come over here, paste that bad boy over there, and then we're going to swap this around, change that, and we are going to make this rec 709. Now the first thing that I like to do that we also have to analyze in day for night scenes is, well, during the day obviously it's a lot brighter, but during the night we have lower exposures. It is a lot darker. So the first thing that we're going to do is come over to our exposure values. The way I like to do my exposure is typically through my HDR wheels. So we're just going to come over here. We are going to drop our global down a bit. Let's maybe make it about 50, and we are going to darken some of our shadows maybe to about a quarter of a stop, and then our light, we're going to bring it back up just about a quarter of a stop up as well. So now that we've dropped our shadows a quarter of a stop below, light is now up a quarter of a stop higher, and then our global is now half a stop. So then for our contrast, we're going to come over, we're going to set our pivot for our middle gray values, and then for our contrast, we're just going to increase that just a little bit, ever so slightly. We're going to see the difference. So far we've taken our image from this to this. For most typical night scenes, it's much more on a bluish side, like a bluish tealish side. So we're going to come over to our primaries. We're just going to bring our gamma down. We're going to bring that more towards that cooler side, kind of trying to emulate that moonlight feel. And I would say right around here looks pretty good so far, right? And another thing we do need to take account for is, well, on the side of her face, this seems a little too bright. And then on the side of her face, we kind of want to give it a little bit of a darker edge. So we're going to come over to our power windows, and I've already created two windows for this. So for the left side, what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our power windows, and we are going to just draw a small little mask around. And one thing is, I want to kind of play all the way through. Where does she stop at? She stops around here. So we're going to just do a little rough edge right over here. And I will create this mask as said. And then we are just going to let that run through since it moves. So what we're going to do is we are going to track this mask and come all the way over here. Let that track. She catches just a little bit of that edge, let it go backwards, cool. And then we are going to come over to this side, and we're going to drop our gamma down just a bit. Now, another thing that I need to make sure that I also do is I have to come over and soften this up. So we're just going to soften those edges, both for the inside and the outside. So that way, when we do click off of this, we can now kind of see exactly what's going on. So that way, when we do disable and enable it, we see that it is not as bright as before, just to make sure that it kind of like balances out. And then for her face, we're actually just going to create, instead of that polygon, we're going to do like a softer mask just around over here. And this is a little bit of a rougher edge. Typically, I would say that I would even spend a little more time trying to adjust for this, but we're just going to do softening right here, and then we are going to track this mask as well, forward and back, and there she goes. All right, cool. And then we are going to just again bring this down just a little bit. We can actually, in fact, we're not even going to use our gamma. We're going to come back over to our HDR wheels, and we're just going to soften this with the light because it actually tends to work a lot better with our HDR wheels. And now we've kind of darkened her face just a little bit, so that way it looks a little more realistic. So once we've already done that, we've done our exposure, we've done our contrast, our primaries, and now we're going to come over to the end, and we're going to actually come to our LUT. Now this is a LUT that I actually have available with my Moody Midwest collection. You can actually get this alongside with two nice power grades that you can use on any camera for any type of color grading workflow. It is available for purchase. I do want to let you guys know that, just to be a heads up. And this is my Moonlight LUT, which that I actually created, and this is going to give us just a little bit more of a pop, so that way we are able to actually get a darker feel, right? So now we're going to come over here, we're going to drop this key down to about 0.2. This is before the LUT and this is after the LUT, and now we have a better looking image for our day for night scene. So we literally took our scene from looking like this with all our adjustments and to looking like this in a matter of minutes. And that is really cool, like how we can just easily make a day for night scene just using, I think it was like 6 notes, 7 notes. Basically, that is the day for night scene, and hopefully this tutorial will help you guys. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And again, if you want to go ahead and actually get the Moody Midwest collection pack, it will be available in the description below. It is available for purchase alongside with 16 cinematic LUTs that you can actually pick up for your workflow. All right guys, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take it easy.